What is up, Watch fam, and welcome to Rant&h. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and before we jump into today's episode, which is kind of a revisiting of an old episode with a ton of new information, we'll do a quick wristwatch check. So right now, I am wearing a personal watch of mine, a Jump Hour from the 30s. This is a really beautiful watch. I've actually decided, in a act of passion, to mix straps, black and brown, because I live on the edge. Does it look great? I don't know. I think it kind of looks fun, but I think ultimately I'm not taking it too seriously, and that's kind of the point. I mean, could it be much worse? Yes. I mean, I think the blue and purple would be ridiculous. Black and brown doesn't really walk the line that hard, but I don't think that's the point. The point is that I'm just having a little bit of fun. So this watch is actually not available in the watch shop at theoandharris.com. After this video, check out the inventory and let us know what you think. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I covered the announcement from Moser that they were no longer going to be branding their watches Swiss-made. To give a quick recap, this is because it was their contention that this Swiss-made name for the past, quite a while, and surely now with new regulations, is being sold. It's being hoarded out. It no longer stands for anything, which, at that point, they decided if it doesn't stand for anything, if it actually has no quality, it has no actual meaning anymore, why should we participate? And in fact, our participation only further validates falsely that the branding Swiss-made means something. So they stepped out. They're no longer, making their watches Swiss, but they were going to produce the most Swiss watch ever. And I gave my entire thoughts on it. I thought it's a great idea, and it's a great move, not only for marketing, but for genuine core values, and I love that. We didn't talk about what the most Swiss watch ever would be. I had no predictions. I just made none. I certainly didn't think this was coming, but I made no predictions. But Moser absolutely knocked this opportunity out of the park. What did they do? They made one watch, a one-off, called the Swiss Mad Watch. And it's a beautiful Moser watch. The dial is red fume or fume configuration, this kind of almost vignette from black into red. Obviously a play on the Swiss flag with the white hands and the white matching indices. But the really special part is the case is made of a base material Swiss cheese, which is awesome. Moser released this watch along with a video that announced it. And the video was absolutely hysterical. I can't play it here for you guys because for copyright reasons we'll be taken down and this video will never be seen again. But you should really check it out, and I'll tell you kind of what happens. Swiss guy walks through a barn and tells you, the best things are made in Switzerland, from chocolate to your money, right? How they'll make a money laundering joke. And obviously he says, actually we make no chocolate. Where in all of the snow and mountainous ranges are we going to grow cocoa trees, cocoa leaves or plants? So it was funny. I mean, basically the satire there was this whole thing has become an illusion. Swiss is clean, Swiss is nice, and now it's just a branding technique, and it means nothing. But he said, we're going to make Swiss great again, or we're going to make Swiss so great again. and they did Donald Trump play, and they've released this watch, which, like I said, the red fume dial and the base metal cheese from his cow, Margaret. And they even did the cow hide strap. So this was hysterical. I thought it was such a great thing. And it wasn't even a joke. They actually made one. I mean, it's for sale for $1 million if you want it. But I actually think it'll sell, all jokes aside, because it has such symbolism and it has such a meaning that there are so many very, very, very passionate and wealthy watch geeks out there that someone's going to say, you know what, I agree. And they're not going to buy it to own it. They're not going to buy it to, wear it, I don't think, at least not often. They're going to buy it because they're going to show their support for the cause. And they know that Moser is doing such a wonderful thing in this move that they're going to say, you know what, I got you guys, and $1 million doesn't really mean that much to me. So that's what they did. And I think it's, once again, totally brilliant. I give them major props for taking a stand and for doing so in a very funny way that really conveys the message, because releasing a press release isn't good enough. It's just not anymore. Writing a letter to the world, it lasts for only a moment. And frankly, it doesn't even reach the world. It reaches the smaller community. This kind of story has the potential to reach audience. This could be Facebook clickbait for people who don't give a shit about watches. I mean, a lot of people friend me on Facebook because they know my name. It's, by the way, you can friend me on Facebook if you like, Christian Zeron. And a lot of people who I don't know friend me on Facebook because they want to share stuff with me. And I get articles on my wall all the time like, hey, Christian, like, check this out. And then more people see that. So it's like a snowball effect. If someone who has no affiliation with watches, let's say a 28-year-old banker, working at wherever in Manhattan, sees, Swiss, it's actually made of cheese, but why? And then they give themselves 2 minutes to read the story, and they're going to say, or watch the video. That might be the beginning of a watch geek. And that's very cool. I love things that have the potential to reach mass market. That's my goal. And that's why I appreciate H. Moser's move here so much. They also released another production, a little bit more approachable, same watch, just not made with the cow cheese base metal. They made it actually in steel. They made 50 of those, and they will be for sale for $20,000. So certainly not an affordable watch by any means. But the truth is, it's not so out of the realm. I mean, we see Nautiluses all day long, and those cost quite a bit over $20,000. So it really isn't that much money. And I actually do love the cowhide strap. Do I think that it's an everyday strap? No, because it's so isolating in design. But I do think that it's fun, and the person who buys this is going to love seeing this like cowhide strap on their wrist. Bottom line, to cut this short, I absolutely want to give major props to Moser. They went from, in this past 2 weeks where this whole announcement's been made, to just talk about just a little self-reflection and how this has affected me. H. Moser has gone from a good watch brand with dials that I occasionally really like and definitely respectable movements, that's actually a bit of a value prop in the secondhand market, to a watch that I actually have a passion for. There's much more time to come for me to develop that passion, but the seeds of passion have been planted, and I want to give a huge shout out once again to H. Moser. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for watching Rant&h. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Theo and Harris, and check out the watch shop at theoandharris.com.